Welcome to Egg Crown Talks, where real stories teach real life lessons. If you've ever failed in life, this story is for you. Let's begin the story. Tunde stared at his phone for a long time, reading the same word over and over again. Failed. It didn't even feel real at first. Then it started to sink in, not just one subject, but several. His chest felt heavy. His friends were already celebrating, posting their results, moving on with their lives, while he felt stuck in one painful moment. He stopped replying messages, he avoided calls, even stepping outside felt like a burden, because he was sure everyone already knew. In his mind, failure meant something deeper. It wasn't just about exams anymore. It felt like proof that he wasn't good enough, that maybe he was never meant to succeed like others. Days passed, and he stayed in that dark space, overthinking everything. One evening, his mother came to sit beside him. She didn't shout, she didn't judge, she just said, calmly, "This is not the end of your life. You only failed a test, not your future." Those words didn't magically fix everything, but they planted something in him. That night, he couldn't sleep. He kept thinking, what if she was right? What if this wasn't the end? The next morning, for the first time in days, he picked up his books again, not because he felt confident, but because he didn't want to stay stuck anymore. At first, it was hard. Nothing made sense. He got frustrated quickly, but instead of giving up, he slowed down. He started asking questions. He looked for help. He studied not just to pass, but to actually understand. Weeks turned into months. It wasn't a perfect journey. There were days he still doubted himself, days he felt like quitting all over again. But something had changed. He kept showing up, even on the bad days. He did something, no matter how small. Then the exam came again. This time, he wasn't the most confident person in the room, but he was prepared, in a way he had never been before. When the results were finally released, his hands were shaking as he checked. He passed. Not just passed, he did better than he ever imagined. People started congratulating him. Some were surprised. Some even said he was lucky. But deep down, Tunde knew the truth. It wasn't luck. It was every moment he chose not to quit. Every time he showed up when it was easier to hide. That failure he once cried over became the reason he grew stronger. It forced him to change, to learn, to become better. Sometimes life will knock you down so hard that you start to question everything about yourself. But failing doesn't mean you're finished. It just means your story is still being written. And if you have the courage to try again, your next chapter might be the one that changes everything. Follow Egg Crown Talks for more real-life stories